All right, so are you ready? Let's take a deep dive into the world of Apple's AirPods Max. We've got their Amazon product page right here in front of us, and we'll be looking at all the features, the extras like AppleCare Plus, IA. We'll even take a look at the used market, so by the end of this deep dive, you'll know if these headphones are right for you, and maybe more importantly, if they're worth it, with that price tag.
Yeah, Hefty is right. The AirPods Max are $539. That's a pretty serious chunk of change. So we'll definitely be exploring whether all those features justify that kind of investment.
Okay, so full transparency. When I saw that price, I definitely did a double take. But then I noticed something pretty interesting. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you can get these delivered free. And we're talking like as early as tomorrow, November 5th.
Yeah, it is tempting for sure, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. For those who aren't ready to drop $539 right now, there's always the option to buy used. You can get a pair in very good condition for $517.44. I know it's not a huge saving, but it could be the difference between, splurging and being sensible.
Right. And speaking of being sensible, let's talk about holiday returns. So imagine this, you buy the AirPods Max as a gift, but it turns out they're just not the right fit. Well, luckily, Apple products that are bought between November 1st and December 31st this year can be returned all the way until January 15th, 2025.
Yeah, that definitely gives you some breathing room to really test them out and make sure they're the right fit. Now, while we're thinking long-term, let's talk about AppleCare Plus Sieves. For an extra $59, you get 2 years of unlimited accidental damage repairs. Now, each incident will still cost you $29, but it could save you a major headache down the road if you know you're prone to accidents.
That's a really good point. It's kind of like when you rent a car, and you get that extra insurance. You hope you don't need it, but it's nice to have just in case, especially with something this pricey. But let's move on to what makes these headphones so special. First up, noise cancellation. AirPods Max promise pro-level active noise cancellation. It says it removes up to 2x more background noise than other AirPods models.
Yeah, that's a bold claim for sure. But I think it speaks to the growing demand for immersive audio these days. Whether you're battling a noisy commute or you're trying to focus in a busy office, or you just want to disappear into your music, good noise cancellation can really make a huge difference.
Absolutely. And what about those times when you need to hear what's going on around you? Like if someone's trying to get your attention, or you need to be more aware of your surroundings.
Right. Well, that's where transparency mode comes in.
Yeah.
Think of it like having superhuman hearing. You can still enjoy your music, but you're also tuned into your environment. It's perfect for those quick conversations, navigating busy streets or hearing announcements at the airport.
I love that. Now get ready for the spatial audio. The AirPods Max have something called Personalized Spatial audio with dynamic head tracking. And it supposedly creates this 3D soundscape that places sound all around you. Plus, it works with Dolby Atmos content.
That's wild. Spatial audio is really trying to achieve surround sound, but for your head. So by tracking your head movements, the AirPods Max are adjusting the audio in real time, creating a really immersive experience. It's really mind-blowing with movies and shows that support Dolby Atmos.
Now, let's not forget about that seamless Apple integration. We're talking effortless pairing with all your Apple devices, automatic pausing when you take them off, and smooth switching between your iPhone, iPad, and Mac.
Yeah, this is where the Apple ecosystem really shines. It's all about creating a smooth and intuitive experience. Imagine this, you're listening to music on your iPhone, then you sit down at your Mac and the audio just seamlessly transfers over. No fiddling with settings or repairing, it just works.
Okay, let's talk about control. The AirPods Max have this digital crown that lets you control everything. So you can adjust the volume, you can control playback, answer calls, and even summon Siri, all with a few twists and presses.
Yeah, it's a pretty clever approach. It's combining the familiar feel of a physical control with the versatility of digital technology. Think of it like the classic volume knob on a stereo, but with a lot more functionality.
So battery life, the bane of every headphone user's existence, right? But the AirPods Max claim up to 20 hours of listening time on a single charge, even with noise cancellation or transparency mode on. And if you give it a quick 5-minute charge, you get about an hour and a half playback.
Yeah, that's actually very competitive, especially when you compare it to some other noise-canceling headphones on the market. Some popular models only offer around 15 hours of playtime, so the AirPods Max will give you almost a full day's worth of listening.
And don't forget about the smart case. It's not just for protection, it actually helps to save battery life by putting the headphones into a low power mode when you're not using them. Now, before we move on, let's highlight a few key tech specs.
Sure. At the heart of it all is the Apple-designed dynamic driver. Think of it as the engine that drives the sound. And it's paired with something called adaptive EQ. Now, adaptive EQ is a bit like having a personal sound engineer in your headphones. It analyzes the fit and seal of the ear cups and subtly adjusts the audio to give you the best possible sound quality.
And for all the style-conscious folks out there, the AirPods Max come in 5 colors: silver space, gray sky, blue, pink, and green.
Yeah, there's a shade for every personality for sure.
And last but not least, there are 9 built-in microphones. 8 are dedicated to noise cancellation, while 3 are for voice pickup.
Wow. So Apple has really considered every aspect of the audio experience here. They haven't just focused on making the music sound good. They've also prioritized voice clarity, which is so crucial for phone calls, video chats, and using voice assistants. It's like having a high-quality microphone built right into your headphones.
Wow, we've covered a lot already, and I feel like we're just scratching the surface. Stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive, where we'll really get into the nitty-gritty and figure out if the AirPods Max truly live up to the hype.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of Apple's AirPods Max. So far, we've uncovered a ton of features, from noise cancellation to spatial audio. But are they really worth the splurge?
That is the million-dollar question. To figure that out, let's think about, your listening habits. Are you someone who just casually enjoys music on the go, like during your commute or at the gym? Or are you a true audiophile, someone who really craves, the highest fidelity and wants to hear every little nuance in their music? Right. It's like choosing a car. Do you need a high-performance sports car for your daily commute? Or would a reliable sedan get the job done just as well? If you're mainly listening to podcasts or audiobooks, you might not need all the bells and whistles that the AirPods Max offer.
Exactly. But if you're someone who truly appreciates, rich, detailed sound, and you want to hear your music the way it was intended to be heard, then the AirPods Max could be a total game changer. Now, another thing to consider is your lifestyle. Are you always on the move, juggling different devices and environments?
Oh yeah, I know I am. Constantly switching between my phone, my laptop, my tablet. It's a juggling act for sure.
Well, that sounds familiar. The AirPods Max's seamless integration with Apple devices could be a major plus for you. That smooth switching between devices, the automatic pausing when you take them off, it all adds up to a really convenient experience. But if you're more of a homebody, someone who mainly listens in one spot, those features might not be as crucial.
True. But let's be real for a second. That $539 price tag is still, looming over us. We need to figure out if the value actually matches the cost.
Absolutely. And that's a very personal decision. It really comes down to your priorities and your budget. Are you willing to invest in a top-tier listening experience, knowing that you're getting, premium quality and features, or would you rather opt for something more budget-friendly that still meets your basic needs? There's no right or wrong answer here.
It's all about finding that sweet spot, that balance between what you want and what you're comfortable spending. But let's not forget about long-term value. The AirPods Max are built to last. They're not flimsy plastic headphones that are going to fall apart after a few months.
Right, and with that optional AppleCare Plus coverage, you're adding an extra layer of protection. Think of it as an investment in peace of mind. Accidents happen, especially with something you use as often as headphones. So that initial cost might seem steep, but you could potentially enjoy these for years to come.
Okay, let's say you've weighed the pros and cons. You've checked your bank account, and you've decided to go for it. What should you keep in mind when you finally get those AirPods Max in your hands?
First things first, make sure you get the fit right. It might seem obvious, but the AirPods Max are designed to create a secure and comfortable seal around your ears. And that's really essential for both noise cancellation and sound quality. If they're not fitting properly, you're not going to get the full benefit of all those amazing features.
It's like a puzzle. You need to find the perfect fit to unlock the full potential.
Exactly. Spend a few minutes adjusting the headband, tilting the ear cups, until they feel just right. Your ears will thank you for it. And once you've got the fit dialed in, it's time to start playing around with, those noise cancellation and transparency modes. Active Noise Cancellation is your best friend if you want to completely shut out the world and disappear into your music. But if you need to be aware of your surroundings, just switch over to transparency mode. And it's like you have super hearing.
It's like having 2 headphones in one. And speaking of awesome features, let's not forget about spatial audio. With the right content, it's like having your own personal surround sound system wherever you go.
Exactly. Imagine watching a movie and feeling like you're right there in the middle of the action. That's the magic of spatial audio. The sound moves with you, creating this incredibly immersive experience. It's especially impressive with movies and shows that support Dolby Atmos.
I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Okay, last but not least, let's not underestimate the power of those built-in microphones. We already touched on how they make phone calls crystal clear even in noisy environments, but they're also your gateway to Siri.
And not only Siri, but a whole world of voice-activated features. You can send messages, set reminders, control your smart home devices, all with just your voice. The AirPods Max aren't just for listening. They're for communicating and interacting with your world in a whole new way.
So it sounds like we've only just begun to explore the possibilities of the AirPods Max. But don't worry, we're not done yet. Join us for part 3 of our deep dive, where we'll share some pro tips and tricks to help you truly master these headphones. Welcome back to our AirPods Max adventure. We've looked at the Amazon product page, explored all the features, weighed the pros and cons, and even tackled that, hefty price tag. Now it's time for the fun part. Tips and tricks to make your AirPods Max experience even better.
Let's start with something called adaptive EQ. We touched on this before, but it's worth, diving a little deeper. Think of adaptive EQ as a personal sound engineer living inside your headphones. It's constantly analyzing the fit and seal of the ear cups and making these subtle adjustments to optimize the sound quality just for you.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all sound profile. We can actually tweak it to our liking.
Absolutely. Adaptive EQ does a lot of the work automatically, but you can take it a step further. You can actually customize the EQ settings directly on your iPhone. It's like having your own little recording studio in your pocket. So want to boost the bass for your workout playlist? No problem. Prefer a more balanced sound for classical music? You got it.
I love that level of control. Now, while we're talking about customization, what about the digital crown? We know it can control volume and playback. But are there any hidden gems we should know about?
Well, the digital crown is really all about precision. Remember those old school volume knobs on stereos? The ones that let you fine-tune the volume perfectly. That's what the digital crown does. No more, tapping endlessly on your phone to get the volume just right. Just a gentle twist, and you're in control.
I like that. Speaking of details, let's talk connectivity. We know the AirPods Max integrates seamlessly with Apple devices, but what if you're using them with, say, a Windows laptop or an Android phone?
Well, don't worry. The AirPods Max are still a great choice. They use standard Bluetooth 5.0 technology, so they can connect to pretty much any Bluetooth-enabled device. You might not get all the fancy features like automatic device switching or spatial audio with head tracking, but you'll still get that incredible sound quality and noise cancellation.
It's like taking a high-performance sports car for a spin on a regular road. You might not be able to push it to its limits, but you'll still enjoy the ride. Now, last question. These are premium headphones, so I want to make sure I'm taking good care of them. Any cleaning tips or maintenance advice?
You bet. The good news is the ear cups are magnetically attached, so you can pop them off for cleaning. A soft, dry, lint-free cloth is your best friend here. No harsh chemicals or abrasive cleaners. And when you're not using them, always store your AirPods Max in their smart case. It'll keep them safe from dust scratches and, those accidental bumps and drops.
So treat them with a little TLC, just like any prized possession. Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from features and specs to value and even care tips. But the big question remains, are the AirPods Max right for you?
That's the million-dollar question. And only you can answer it. We've given you the information and the insights and hopefully a few aha moments along the way. If you're looking for premium listening experience with top-notch noise cancellation, mind-blowing spatial audio, and that seamless integration with the Apple world, then the AirPods Max are definitely a strong contender. But if your priorities or budget lie elsewhere, that's totally okay. There are tons of great headphones out there.
Here's a final thought. Beyond the specs and features the best headphones are the ones that spark joy. Think about how you'll use them, the music you'll listen to, the places you'll go. Let that guide your decision. And remember, the world of audio is vast and constantly evolving. So keep exploring, keep listening, and keep discovering those sounds that move you away.